The Beast incarnate stands face to face with the Samoan werewolf, and the entire WWE universe holds its breath. This isn't just another Monday Night Raw. This is the moment where monsters collide, where families are torn apart, and where the bloodline's darkest chapter is about to be written in blood, sweat, and absolute carnage. You're about to witness something that will shake the very foundation of professional wrestling, and trust me when I say this, nothing will ever be the same again. What we're looking at right now is more than just a fantasy matchup. This is personal. This is brutal. And before this night is over, someone's legacy is going to be shattered into a million pieces. But before we dive into this absolute war, I need you to do something for me. I need you to be part of this journey. Hit that subscribe button right now and join the SLAMZONE family, because we're about to break down one of the most explosive scenarios in WWE history. Ring that notification bell, because you don't want to miss a single moment of what we bring you every single week. Trust me, you're going to want to be here for this. The arena is electric. The lights dim down, and that familiar sound hits the speakers. The sound that makes grown men nervous. The sound that has defined dominance for over 2 decades. Brock Lesnar's music erupts through the building, and the crowd absolutely loses their minds. Some are cheering, some are in pure shock, but everyone is on their feet. Paul Heyman walks out first, that smug grin plastered across his face, microphone already in hand, because he knows what's coming. He knows the chaos that's about to unfold. And then he appears. The Beast. The Conqueror. The man who has destroyed everyone and everything put in front of him. Brock Lesnar bounces on his feet at the top of the ramp, that intensity burning in his eyes, and you can just feel the danger radiating from him. He's not here for a conversation. He's not here to shake hands. He's here to prove that even after everything, he's still the most dangerous human being on this planet. The camera zooms in on his face, and you can see it. The focus. The hunger. The absolute need to dominate. But wait. The music cuts. The lights shift. And a different kind of energy takes over the building. It's darker. It's more menacing. The tribal drums start pounding, and the crowd erupts into a mixture of shock and excitement because they know what's coming next. Jacob Fatu makes his entrance, and this man looks like he was carved out of pure violence. The Samoan werewolf walks with that signature aggression, his eyes locked on Brock Lesnar, and there's no fear. None. This is the enforcer of the bloodline, the man who has destroyed everyone Roman Reigns has pointed him toward, and now he's standing across from the Beast incarnate. These two titans meet in the center of the ring, and you can feel the tension through the screen. Heyman is talking, trying to play mediator, but nobody's listening. Brock and Jacob are nose to nose, and the crowd is chanting so loud the building is shaking. This is what professional wrestling is all about. This is where legends are born and careers are defined. The referee is trying to maintain some kind of order, but let's be real here, there's no controlling what's about to happen. The bell rings, and all hell breaks loose immediately. These two behemoths charge at each other like runaway trains, and the collision is absolutely devastating. Fatu throws a brutal forearm that would knock out a normal human being, but Brock just absorbs it and fires back with a knee to the gut that lifts Jacob off his feet. The Beast grabs Fatu and launches him across the ring with a German suplex that shakes the entire canvas. The impact is sickening. The crowd gasps, but Jacob Fatu rolls through and lands on his feet like the freak athlete he is. Brock's eyes widen just slightly, and you can see the respect mixed with rage. He's not used to people getting back up that quickly. Fatu charges forward and hits a super kick that connects right under Brock's jaw, snapping his head back violently. The Beast stumbles into the corner, and Jacob doesn't give him a second to recover. He's running full speed, all 280 pounds of Samoan fury, and he crashes into Brock with a hip attack that nearly breaks the turnbuckles. The sound echoes throughout the arena, and half the crowd is covering their mouths in disbelief. But this is Brock Lesnar we're talking about. The man who has survived wars with Undertaker, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and everyone else who's ever stepped up to challenge him. He pushes Fatu back, creates just enough space, and explodes out of the corner with a clothesline that turns Jacob inside out. The Samoan werewolf hits the mat hard, and Brock immediately goes for the cover. The referee slides into position. 1. The crowd is counting along. 2. But Jacob kicks out with authority, throwing Brock off of him like he weighs nothing. The psychology here is absolutely incredible. These two men are testing each other, feeling each other out, trying to find any weakness they can exploit. Brock pulls Jacob up and sets him up for an F5, but Fatu fights out of it, elbowing Brock repeatedly in the side of the head until the Beast has to let go. Jacob bounces off the ropes and comes back with a flying headbutt that catches Brock right between the eyes. Both men crash to the mat, and the referee starts counting. The crowd is losing their minds, chanting back and forth between "Let's go Lesnar" and "Fatu's gonna kill you." This is what makes professional wrestling so special. It's not just about the moves. It's about the story. It's about the emotion. And right now, the story is being written in real time. Jacob Fatu represents the bloodline, the family that has dominated WWE for years. Brock Lesnar represents pure, unbridled chaos and individual dominance. These two philosophies are clashing right before our eyes, and only one can survive. Both competitors get to their feet at the same time, and they start exchanging strikes in the center of the ring. Brock with a right hand. Jacob with a forearm. Brock with another right. Jacob fires back. The crowd is on their feet, making noise with every single strike. You can see the exhaustion starting to set in, but neither man is willing to back down. This is about pride now. This is about proving who the real alpha is in this industry. Brock finally gets the upper hand, grabbing Jacob and hitting 3 consecutive German suplexes. 1, 2, 3. The crowd counts along with each devastating impact, and Jacob Fatu's body is being ragdolled across the ring. But somehow, someway, the Samoan werewolf is still moving. He's crawling toward the ropes, trying to pull himself up, and the look on Brock Lesnar's face is one of pure disbelief mixed with frustration. How is this man still going? And this is where I need you to do something for me again. If you're feeling this energy, if you're invested in this story, hit that like button right now and drop a comment telling me who you think walks out of this match victorious. Subscribe to SLAMZONE and join the family for more intense wrestling breakdowns every single week. We're building something special here, and I want you to be part of it. Now let's get back to this absolute war. Brock measures Jacob, who's using the ropes to pull himself up. The beast charges forward looking for another devastating move, but Fatu moves at the last second, and Brock crashes shoulder first into the ring post. The impact is brutal, and Brock stumbles backward, clutching his shoulder. Jacob sees the opening and immediately goes into predator mode. He grabs Brock and hits a Samoan drop that plants the beast in the center of the ring. The crowd erupts as Jacob climbs to the top rope, something we rarely see from a man his size. Time seems to slow down as Jacob Fatu stands perched on the top turnbuckle, looking down at the fallen beast incarnate. The crowd is on their feet, phones out, flashlights waving, because they know they're about to witness something incredible. Jacob leaps off with a massive moonsault, his body rotating through the air with shocking grace for a man his size. He crashes down onto Brock Lesnar with all his weight, and the ring literally bounces from the impact. The referee drops down for the count. 1. The building is shaking from the noise. 2. Could this be it? Could Jacob Fatu actually defeat Brock Lesnar? No. Brock kicks out with such force that he nearly launches Jacob across the ring. The look on Jacob Fatu's face says it all. Shock, frustration, respect. What does he have to do to keep this man down? Meanwhile, Brock is running on pure instinct now, his body battered but his will unbreakable. This is what separates the good from the great. This is what makes moments legendary. Both men are pushing past their limits, reaching into that deep well of determination that only the elite possess. They both struggle to their feet, using each other for support in a strange moment of mutual respect despite the violence. But that respect quickly disappears when Jacob hits Brock with a super kick out of nowhere. The beast staggers but doesn't fall. Jacob hits another super kick. Brock is wobbling now, his legs barely keeping him upright. Jacob winds up for a third super kick, but Brock catches his foot, spins him around, and lifts him up onto his shoulders. The crowd knows what's coming. They're standing, screaming, losing their minds because this is it. This is the moment. Brock Lesnar hits the F5, driving Jacob Fatu into the mat with devastating force. But Brock doesn't go for the pin immediately. He's too exhausted, too damaged from the war they've been through. He crawls over to Jacob, drapes an arm across his chest, and the referee counts. 1, 2, Jacob's shoulder shoots up off the mat, and the crowd absolutely explodes. Brock sits up, hands on his head, staring at the referee in complete disbelief. Paul Heyman is on the outside, screaming at the referee, insisting that should have been 3. The frustration is evident on Brock's face as he pulls himself up using the ropes. He's breathing heavily, sweat pouring down his face, and you can see him calculating his next move. Jacob Fatu is stirring on the mat, showing that incredible Samoan toughness that runs through his bloodline. Brock signals that he's going for another F5, but as he bends down to pick Jacob up, the Samoan werewolf rolls him up in a small package out of nowhere. The referee drops down. 1, 2, Brock barely kicks out, and now both men are scrambling to their feet. What happens next will be talked about for years. As both men rise, Jacob Fatu hits a devastating spinning back fist that catches Brock flush on the jaw. The beast's eyes glaze over for just a moment, and Jacob capitalizes immediately, hitting a running hip attack that sends Brock crashing into the corner. Jacob charges again, hitting another hip attack, and another. The crowd is counting along as Jacob absolutely demolishes Brock with 5 consecutive hip attacks, each one more brutal than the last. Brock slumps down in the corner, barely conscious, and Jacob backs up to the opposite corner. The crowd is chanting his name now, swept up in the moment. Jacob charges across the ring one more time, but Brock moves at the absolute last possible second, and Jacob crashes into the turnbuckles with nothing but impact. The momentum shift happens in an instant. Brock grabs the stunned Jacob Fatu, lifts him onto his shoulders despite his own exhaustion, and hits a second F5. This time, Brock hooks the leg with everything he has left. 1, 2, 3. The bell rings, and Brock Lesnar has defeated Jacob Fatu in what can only be described as an absolute war. But the story doesn't end there. As Brock's music hits and Paul Heyman enters the ring to raise his client's hand, the Titantron lights up. Roman Reigns appears on the screen, his face a mixture of rage and calculation. The tribal chief has been watching this entire time, and the look in his eyes tells us everything we need to know. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. The bloodline doesn't forget. The bloodline doesn't forgive. And then we shift our attention to what's coming at Crown Jewel, because while this battle was explosive, the real war is just beginning. Roman Reigns versus Bron Breakker. The tribal chief against the second-generation powerhouse who has been absolutely unstoppable since coming to the main roster. This isn't just a match. This is a collision between the past, present, and future of WWE. Roman Reigns has held the wrestling world in his grip for years. The undisputed championship reign, the bloodline's dominance, the acknowledgement from everyone who has ever stepped into his path. But Bron Breakker represents something Roman has never truly faced before, a young lion who has no fear, no respect for legacy, and the physical tools to back up every single word he says. Bron has that Steiner blood running through his veins, and when he hits that Steiner recliner or that devastating spear, careers end, dreams die, legacies crumble. The tension between these two has been building for weeks. Bron has been vocal about not acknowledging Roman. He's been clear that he sees right through the tribal chief's manipulation and mind games. And Roman has that look in his eyes that we've seen before. The look that says someone has disrespected him for the last time. The look that precedes absolute destruction. When these two meet at Crown Jewel, the entire landscape of WWE could change forever. If Roman wins, he solidifies himself as the greatest of this generation, the man who can defeat anyone from any era. But if Bron Breakker wins, if that young bull actually takes down the tribal chief on the grandest stage, then we're witnessing the changing of the guard in real time. We're watching a new era begin, and there's nothing Roman or the bloodline can do to stop it. Before we close this out, I need you to do one more thing for me. If you've made it this far, if you've felt every emotion we've gone through together in this video, then you're part of the SLAMZONE family whether you've subscribed or not. But I want to make it official. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and drop a comment below telling me your predictions for Crown Jewel. Who walks out victorious? Roman Reigns or Bron Breakker? Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because these are the conversations we need to be having. These are the moments that define why we love this business. What we've witnessed tonight with Brock and Jacob is just the beginning. The Bloodline saga continues. The wars continue. And SLAMZONE will be here every single week to break it all down, to give you the analysis and passion that this industry deserves. This is where legends are made, where careers are defined, and where the WWE Universe comes together to celebrate the greatest form of entertainment on the planet. Thank you for being here, thank you for being part of this journey, and remember, in SLAMZONE, we don't just watch wrestling, we live it.